What is going on, guys? Joey Franza here with Flex Training Systems, and today we're going to be talking about do you need a coach to be great? I want to give credit to our boy Russ. He posted something about this in his story. I don't remember the exact quote. Um, it was something along the lines of a coach can make you good, but but the athlete you need to be like but the athlete can is the only one that can be great. Something like that. Something along those lines. Um, so we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna give you guys some examples. Also, he's got a new restock coming up this weekend. So if you guys want some of that there GBT merch, go ahead and mark your calendars and get your alarm clocks ready. No, he did not ask me to do that. Uh, I just felt like doing it. Alrighty. So what are we talking about? Yes. Do you need a coach to be great? So I'm gonna give you guys some examples of athletes, and then I'm gonna kind of talk about each example. First example is the athlete that's incredibly strong. They are clearly genetically gifted a lot more than, 99% of people. They have absolutely no idea. Like, they just train hard. They do the comp lift to some capacity. But they have absolutely no idea what they're doing in terms of structure or like planning, yearly planning, month to month planning, transitioning between periods of like competition and off season, things like that. They have no idea what they're doing. They just fucking train hard. They're all over their place with their technique and whatnot. But like I said, they're very genetically gifted, and they just beat the shit out of people with like terrible, just no planning at all whatsoever, right? But they got the genetics, so they're up there. You know what I mean? And they work really really hard. Okay. There's more than one way to get strong, and when the more genetics that you have, the less of structure I guess you need. Although that seems like some wasted potential in my opinion in terms of just getting the job done. And then we got the next type of lifter. And the next type of lifter is like 99% of the population. You have, for the rest of us normal people, people that they do have guidance. They do have like really solid coaching. They know what they're doing. Um, as far as like they have a solid plan in place and they can execute it, but they simply just don't have the talent. And you can't really teach talent in some cases. I can't teach someone to just respond to weights better than others. I mean you can a little bit, but you guys know what I'm saying. There are some people that are just made for shit, and that's what I think makes them special. That's what I think makes them stand out. That's why we follow them. That's why we, look up to them. Let's look at Dwayne Johnson. Fucking 6'3", like shredded, big, jacked. Everybody wants to be like that, right? Everyone wants to look up to them. He's literally the most followed person like on the planet, I think. But yeah, they stand out. Most of us are not like that. So, we look at that as like something to aspire to be for some people. People follow people for different reasons. But anyway, yeah, those are two different athletes we're going to be talking about. Now take the genetically gifted person, and that's kind of stumbling all over the place. They're just like doing random things. Injury is a huge thing. It's very sad when you have a genetically gifted just a genetically gifted lifter, and they're just all over the place. They don't know what they're doing, and they're getting hurt, taking time off, and they're still pretty strong because like I said, they have great genetics. They're lifted heavy all the time. um, and they just don't know what they're doing. uh, and then you take somebody like that, and this is where personality comes into play. This is where so many other non-tangible variables come into play. And you give them proper coaching, you give them good guidance, you give them proper spacing, a good training split. You educate them on nutrition. You teach them. You kind of give them an overview of what you're looking to do with them for the entire year. If that's like a long-term thing, and they get a better understanding and they can make better decisions in the gym. And you add all these different things to the equation, and all of a sudden you have somebody that's genetically gifted. They have structure. They know what they're doing, right? And they can execute a plan. That's how you get extremely consistent results. That's how you become great. That's how you create a legacy. I'm very proud of Russ. Winning 3 nationals is not an easy thing. World champion, second place at another worlds. We got a lot of other stuff coming up, and you know what I mean. It's just like that is to me that is a great lifter. I'll give you another example. John Hack. Um, you know, he we won every nationals that we did together. Um, would he have won without the coaching? I mean, it's possible. I really don't know. I would like to think that I made his life a little bit easier in some regard. At the time, there just wasn't as it wasn't as steep a competition. Although there are other coaches there, like looking for us to fuck up. Let's say John goes for 705 and not 700 on a third deadlift or something, um, and he misses it. Now we lose to somebody else. You know what I mean? I don't know the exact situation, but things like that. You don't want the talent, the person that's already very good at executing. You don't want them thinking about other little technical shit. I think in the IPF especially, because things are so technical, there's so many rules, there's all these other little things, lot numbers, weigh-ins and cuts and things like that, 2-hour weigh-ins. It absolutely helps to have guidance, and it absolutely helps to just focus on being the athlete and have somebody there to kind of handle all that other bullshit. So all you gotta do is lift. You just show up, you lift, and you're good, right? It absolutely is in my opinion, worth it to have somebody do that. Um, and that's how you get great. That's how you become great. And if we want to talk about like untested federations, I mean it gets a little bit more loose. I think like honestly, there's so many variables that play there. I don't even know what to say about that. I think also it's important to kind of define what it means to be great. I already gave some examples, but another example of a lifter that was great in my opinion, um, that I don't think necessarily had the structure that like some of my guys would have, for example. Jesse Norris, I think, was way ahead of his time. He's one of the greatest 93 kg lifters of all time, in my opinion. He did it at an age that was unprecedented. He did a lot of things that have never been done before. And even though, some people wanted him to win a Raw Worlds in the Open, and he never went, he's still great in my opinion. And I don't and like yes, I handled him for a couple competitions, but he had a lot of the qualities of a phenomenal competitor, and he didn't have coaching. Yes, some meets they weren't perfect, um, but he still. I consider him great. I consider him to be one of the greats, one of the best to ever do it. Um, and he didn't have a coach to the capacity that I coach my people. Granted, now we have somebody like John Keiko who came to me and it was like not even top, not even top 10. He wouldn't even make prime time at a first nationals. Um, like if they did it from these today's standards, you have someone like Keiko, and then you pair him with somebody like me. I handle all the technical stuff, and he focuses on being the lifter. He focuses on executing, recovering, communicating with me. We talk every day. I always know what's going on in his training. I give him criticism. Sometimes maybe he might consider it harsh, maybe not, and he listens. And over the years, so like 3-4 years, and now he's able to rise to the top and be one of the greatest. Like he's great in my opinion, and he has the coaching. So that's kind of what you can get. More so than anything. Yes, the programming is very important, but he's not getting hurt. He's not getting hurt, and he's lasting a long time, and he's able to progress forward and not worry about like, oh, should I be doing this in my program? And that is truly what I think I am effective at as a coach, is just saying, I want you to focus on eating, sleeping, good, correct RPEs, handling business, right outside of the gym, and let me do everything else, all the technical stuff. And then when meet day comes, we come together. You be the athlete, I be the coach, and we get shit done, right? I think that's very hard to beat, and like talent is gonna have a hard time beating a combination like that. Somebody with potential and somebody with a coach that knows what they're doing versus somebody that's just talented. Of course, they're always freaks, right? They're always freaks that can come out of nowhere. Um, but to answer, if I had to answer this question, well, before we get to the end of the video, um, I think if you want to be the best of the best, you need to have both. In any sport, there's always a coach. Um, it's very, 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 very rare that you're gonna get someone that's talented that becomes great without handling all the other things. Um, and if you just don't have the genetics and you have the best coach in the world, you're gonna get better. You're gonna move forward, but you're not going to be, you know, that's I guess what separates the like not everybody can be number one. You know what I mean? And this is how life is. um, especially when money's on the line as well, which I think powerlifting is going to see bigger money meets and bigger money meets and bigger money meets. Something like Sheffield is unprecedented, and I would like to see that grow and develop over time. Absolutely, for things like that, you're going to want a coach. Again, I still think you can be a great lifter. It's a very loose term. Are we talking about legacy? We're just talking about being a talented. You know what I mean? Um, you can certainly be talented without a coach, but if you want greatness, if you want legacy, if you want era defining, like era defining type of lifter performances or something. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. If you want to create a legacy, you need. I think it really helps to have both. It's just gonna make it a lot easier on you. You're gonna stumble a lot less early on. You're not gonna get as injured. You're not going to um, just have a harder time getting to where you want to go when you have somebody else handling the complicated stuff, the stuff that requires you to think. Um, but yeah, so to wrap this up, I do think you can be great. You can be a great lifter depending on the setting, but if you, like I said, if you want that legacy, if you want continued just win after win after win, you're gonna need some form of coaching, some form of um, just like like I said, there is no right or wrong. Like there is a right. There's many right ways, and there's many wrong ways in this world of training. Um, but you're gonna want to be as right as you could be if you want to be around for a while, and you wanna like I associate greatness with legacy and just like what you've done over. You want to become timeless, um, and I think it just helps to have a coach. That's all I'm saying. Although, if we want to use Ed Cohn as an example, I don't know if he had a coach, and he is, clearly considered one of the goats in his own realm. And I don't know if he had a coach, but I guess that answers your question right there. I guess the true answer to the question is it's up to you guys, right? It's up to like what defines greatness, what defines this term. That's why I'm having such a hard time kind of pinpointing it. But something I totally forgot to talk about as I was editing this video is the mental aspect. Um, yeah, the lifter has absolutely no chance of being great if their mental game is not intact. If their mental game is not one that facilitates being a great lifter, um, it's not gonna happen. I think we are a product of our thoughts. And I think if you have a coach that can sort of give you confidence and put you in the right mindset to be great, that is absolutely going to help you be great. But there's some lifters that I am thinking of right now that are extremely talented and that they have the potential to be great, but without somebody else there to guide them, mainly through the mental aspect of everything, they're simply going to have a very rough time in powerlifting. They're probably not going to enjoy it as much, and they may end up doing something else just because, um, that is going to be such a struggle for them to overcome. That is going to be such a hindrance in their, just dealing with the ups and downs in training and things like that. You have to have your mental game has to be on point. That's it. Some people say that being successful is a mindset. You need to have the mindset to like. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you surround yourself with success and you're always thinking about it, then and you're doing the things that you need to do to get there, that's going to become a part of your identity, and you're just more likely to be successful. And a coach can certainly help facilitate that. So again, you need to have the mental aspect intact, and you can be very talented, but you just got to be born with it. Not necessarily born with it, but you had to either you're born with it or you go through something in life that that gets you there, that gets you to that mind state that you need to be in order to be great. So yeah, that's part of it too. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my talk. I'm actually gonna be doing a podcast soon. I don't think it'll be on this channel, but will be sure to uh, share that with you guys. If you made it this far, let me get a hashtag legacy in the comments below. Also, as I said, I am doing a giveaway. We have the new PR Breaker flavor coming out. I'm gonna give away 2 bottles. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet, so just be on the lookout for that. I'll probably do something in my story or something on IG. Give away 2 bottles of the new PR Breaker flavor. If you guys want to pick up any PR Breaker, please use code FLEX10. Um, it helps me, so I appreciate that. If you guys want to support, also, I mean, I use all of these supplements, and I know a lot of you guys are not getting your protein in, so there you go. Also, as if you guys didn't notice, in the description of every one of my videos, I plug an ebook, I plug my PR Breaker code, and I plug the Flex Shop. So if you guys want to pick up Flex gear, if you just want to learn more about training and nutrition, I also did videos on those ebooks, so you guys can learn even more. Um, it's all in the description down below. Again, Russ is having a drop on Saturday, I believe at 10. I'm going to wake up and try to see if there's any XL anything. I know that always sells out. But yeah, guys, hashtag legacy comments below. Hope you enjoyed the talk, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.